Alright, so before starting, I just want to mention that I am right now in the kitchen and hope you don't mind about it. So today we are going to discuss about the Intel, the misleading benchmark test that Intel did published via the principal technologies. So let's get this started. Alright, so after launch event in the New York regarding Intel's latest 9th generation processors, Intel were quick to point out that their processors are up to 50% faster in some of the gaming workloads. Now, these benchmark tests were done by the Principal Technologies, and Principal Technologies were commissioned by Intel to do these tests. Now, it's not unusual to commission some tech publisher to do these kinds of benchmarking, but what is strange is those benchmarks itself. The few of the gaming workloads showing up to 50% advantage over the AMD counterpart. Why these kinds of misleading results they have to show? Totally illogical to me. Why Intel is doing this and all the tech communities are upset with the Intel with these tests. So what they have done is they have done benchmark result in such a way that Intel's processor will look superior to the competition's Ryzen processors. Now, both Ryzen 2700X and Intel's 9900K are octa-core processor. Yet having 50% performance gain, that is totally illogical, right? So obviously there is something going on between the principal technologies and Intel, and obviously these tests are conducted in such a way that these tests automatically make Intel's performance far better than even expected. Okay, now Intel do really have to do this? No, because nobody doubt about the IPC performance of Intel's processor. We knew already that when Intel will launch its flagship or its mainstream flagship processor, it will be faster than AMD's counterpart because AMD's IPC is usually lesser than Intel's processor. Yet Intel is doing such kind of misleading test and benchmarking, which is totally unnecessary, and that's why whole tech community is upset. Now you can see the details of this test, how misleading these were on some of other channels such as the Gamer Nexus or Hardware Unboxed. What Principal Technologies have done that they have basically uh, put the Ryzen processor in the game mode, and what game mode does is it basically disables the half of the core, which means the AMD's Ryzen processors were running over only quad core instead of octa core. So obviously if you are comparing quad core processors with the octa core processors, you are gonna get up to 50% performance gain in some of the benchmarks or even more. So that's what exactly happening over these benchmarks. More to that, Intel's processors were running over Noctua air coolers, which are far more optimized than the standards AMD Ryzen processor comes which AMD gives in the retailer box. So that was another suspicious thing, that why Principal Technologies were running the stock coolers over Ryzen processor instead of some exotic same level of exotic processors as they were using over the Intel counterparts. More to that, AMD's processor weren't running with the optimized memory timing. Now we know from the Ryzen 1 processors how much memory constraints this Ryzen processors were. If you optimize the memory timings and speed, the processors were quickly shows the significant performance gain regarding the any benchmarks or gaming. So if Ryzen processors are that much memory timing sensitive and frequency sensitive, then why Principal Technologies haven't updated those memory timings and speed? That is another strange thing to consider here. And obviously this shows that Principal Technologies were commissioned to show that Intel's performance is superior compared to the AMD's Ryzen processors. So this is totally illogical, man. I don't understand why biggest chip maker company like Intel is doing this stuff. They are already leader regarding the segment, and yet they are doing this kind of stupid stuff. I mean, it's headache because I've been using Intel's processors since my childhood. I was very happy to have Pentium 4 in my first PC, and now they are conducting this kind of misguiding benchmarks. So it's very frustrating. But later on, Principal Technologies reconducted the test, and the performance difference were slashed to the 16%. So that's what expected performance difference between AMD's Ryzen and Intel's flagship processors. The advantage of Intel's processor ends there, because Intel's 9900K gonna cost up to 66% more than AMD's Ryzen 2700X. So this price difference makes illogical to choose the Intel's processor. Add to that, Intel's processor doesn't comes with the cooler inside the box. You have to purchase separate cooler, separate third party cooler for the Intel's counterpart. Whereas you get Ryzen 2700X, you get stock cooler inside the box. So that's where I think it doesn't make any sense to go with the Intel counterpart if you are content creator and casual gamer. Obviously, if you want best of a best, then you have Intel there to provide best of the frame rates. But if you are someone who creates content, online video creation and some kind of gaming, then obviously it doesn't make any sense to go with the Intel counterpart. You were better off going with the Ryzen processors, because they are obviously best bang for buck processor at the moment. So this whole scenario seems totally stupid, man. It's very disturbing that tech giant like Intel is conducting this kinds of stuff. So let me know why the comment section what you think regarding this whole situation. Intel is misguiding whole gamer and tech community. Why the comment section, and please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, because this channel is all about the information and technological stuff from all over the internet. And definitely I will love to see you guys in the next video. Till then, bye bye.